Hello, everybody. Hi,
Hello.
Vanessa.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the Juicy Broad Pen Show. We are here
Yeah,
with our very own channel.
our own
I'm
channel.
so excited, and it was so nice. I think when I checked in, we were around like 175 subs, which is fantastic.
Hey, that's pretty awesome, actually. Thank you,
So
everybody who's done
thank
that.
you.
That's so
Absolutely.
cool.
Thank you for subbing to our new channel. And this will be really
Yes.
nice that all of our live shows can live here and any other shenanigans that happen to come our way. Hi, Virginia and Tracy.
Any shenanigans.
Yes. How's everyone doing? Wolf Kate Witch was here right at the start, and Tracy and Elizabeth. We're so happy to see everybody. Hi, David.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Virginia,
Mhm.
Desert Inkwell. I don't know what your real name is. Maybe it's Bob. Maybe it's
I
not. I
feel
don't
like
know.
Desert Inkwell DM'd me.
Yeah,
That's
I got a
right. I
DM.
don't know. You know, it's so funny hearing from guys because on my reselling channel, it's like primarily women who watch.
Oh, really?
And yes, and because
Huh.
I think I live on the Poshmark side of thing, and I think a lot of guys are on eBay, which I also sell on eBay. But for
Uh-huh.
whatever reason, I just have a lot of women over there. Jeffrey, see, I did remember. See, I think guys' names stand out to
Jeffrey.
me.
Yeah, I'm horrible with names, so don't.
Yeah, always
I
feel
don't
free
remember
to
your name.
remind
Don't get
me.
offended.
Same here. Same here. Well, we
Oh,
got
thank you,
13 inches of
Virginia.
snow
Yes,
yesterday.
I did get a trim. Uh, I
She's got
went.
the bob going.
Yeah, well,
That's
that's
so
this is how I usually. This is how I always wear it. It was very grown out. I I kept putting it off and putting it off, and so I went to Austin this last weekend. My sister was in Austin, and so my mom and I drove to Austin to go hang out with her, and she did my hair. She's a
beautiful.
hairdresser,
Do you have it
and
shorter in the back and longer in the front? Is it like that
it's kind
Victoria
of,
Beckham?
yeah, just a little bit, just a
Beautiful.
not as much as it was before, but this one's a little not as many layers in the back. So I told her, I said, I don't want all the fuss. I want something a little bit easier to
It
fix.
frames
So
your face perfectly.
well, thank you.
I love it. I love it. And I loved your little picture with the
Oh,
that was so cute.
I might have had a couple of drinks when that photo was snapped, so I was kind of being a goofball.
I loved that. That was really fun. Your
Oh,
sister took the picture, huh?
yeah, my sister snapped that photo because she was just like, "You're being such a dork." I was like, "I know." And yes, Virginia, I do have a flat iron. That is how I achieved this smooth.
Straightens it all out.
It straightens it out.
I washed my hair today, but I use a
Oh,
curling iron. I'm like old school.
so we're
Thank
like
you so much,
opposites.
Stephanie, by the way. Thank you.
My weapon of choice for the year.
I should have to think about that. She was just
Think about
traveling,
it.
so she doesn't have a weapon for
Yeah, I
today.
don't have any weapons for today, and yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to Lubbock, and then flying back on Wednesday. So it's a busy week already.
That's where
So
your son is in school, correct?
right, he's going back to school, so no weapons for
No
me. I can't
weapons.
get on an airplane with my weapons.
No,
So
nope, nope.
no.
Thank you, Julia. You both look refreshed. Happy New Year. Ah,
Well, thank you.
I feel like it's smoke and mirrors today. I feel I don't feel refreshed, but thank you. I love that. Do you have a flat iron? We got to that. So my kiddos are gone. We're like back to the empty nest. It's quiet. Oh, Claire, how are you?
Hi,
Well,
Claire.
I was just
How are
talking with
you?
Claire.
You just won her giveaway.
My
Oh
goodness.
my gosh.
And I don't really win things often. And I said to Claire when we corresponded, so Claire is on Instagram, Claire Coco. You should all follow her on Instagram, and she's here
Yes.
on YouTube as well. She has a phenomenal fountain pen collection. She has a huge heart, and her sweet husband, Peter. We were all in Orlando, Claire, Peter, Vanessa, and I, and
Mhm.
that's where I met Claire. She had this drawing. And so I noticed, I said to her last night, I saw that you had tagged me. And you know how when you enter a drawing, people say like tag a friend and
Yes.
share. So when I saw my name pop up, I thought that Claire had entered
Oh.
a giveaway and tagged me. And I was like, that was so sweet of her to tag me. And then when I finally like calmed down and just like was looking at my phone, I'm like, wait a second. Oh my gosh, I won. And then I went to her original listing to see what I won. And it was a really great
It
giveaway.
is actually a really cool giveaway. I mean, there's like It's like Galen
So
products.
that was one of the things I was most excited
So,
about that I said to Claire,
yeah,
because you had recommended the Galen leather notebooks,
I
which I have
love
not
Galen. Yeah.
experienced. So I was really all geared up to order a notebook. I had been looking at different colors and I couldn't make a choice. So Claire made the decision for
She
me
hooked
because
you
it's
up.
like that beautiful navy blue. Does it look like it's flickering? I have no overhead light right now. So I don't know why it
No,
looks
your
like
lighting looks good. I need actually, let me
I
kind
feel
of
like it's
close these
flickering a
blinds a
little,
little
like I'm
bit.
at the disco. Like I'm at Studio 54.
I got
My
a
friend
disco
Carol,
ball in the closet.
yes, yes.
I could bring that out.
She's got all sorts of fun things in her closet.
I
Hi,
always,
Corinne. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All is good. Had a great time in Orlando. Orlando was
Orlando
a
was
lot of fun. So
fun.
thank you so much, Claire. I'm really excited. She also got me, well, in the drawing was also a little blue Kaweco, like a transparent Kaweco. And
Yes,
I
I
think she
think
said
that
it was a Galen
a Galen,
exclusive.
yes, that's a Galen exclusive
I
too. So
had
yeah,
no
we got hooked
idea.
up.
I'm so excited. Galen small notebook in forest green with my initials. Ooh, that sounds beautiful.
That does sound really nice.
We have a request for the disco
Yeah.
ball from Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Galen notebooks are fabulous. Congrats. Thank you. I felt I was so excited. It honestly made my day. So excited. And I think she shipped it today or tomorrow. It's going to be coming. So I'm
That's
really,
so nice.
thank you so much, Claire.
What a great way to
Um,
start the week.
right. It was a fantastic way. So why don't we start our show with how we always start it with a bag and a case and a something.
It's like show
3 things that
hands.
you wanna share. What do you got today, Vanessa?
Today, I have a big bag because I've been traveling. So I always go when I travel, I carry big bags because it fits a lot of stuff. So I've got a big tote bag here
Ooh,
that I
gorgeous.
used all weekend. So
Ooh,
this
that's really
is
pretty.
it's really nice. This is a bag from it's a small company in Nashville called Loyal Strickland,
Hmm.
and they are a husband and wife team, and they make all kinds of nice kind of they're like luxurious, sumptuous leather
Mm.
products. They make backpacks. So this is the Julia tote. I
And it
don't
looks like
think
a workhorse, like
it is. I mean, this is
yes.
like some major leather, and I like because the inside's not black, so it's like
That makes such a big difference.
yes, you can find your stuff. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh! So it has a nice interior pocket. I've got a retro 51 in here, and
Ballpoint or fountain?
there is a roller ball.
Rollerball?
So, which actually came in handy. And then my journal that I'm carrying around. So that way, when I get bored, I whip this out and I start doodling. And this is a Galen leather
Beautiful.
notebook case or
Yes.
notebook cover.
That's so
And
pretty.
yeah, I like it. And I've had it for a couple years and it's not super stained yet, but the leather has really getting like soft over time. So it's like really feels good to touch. And then I have a Galen leather everyday notebook in here. Oh, look, there's a pelican.
Ooh,
Oh my
oh,
gosh.
so pretty, peeking through. So
So
nice.
it's an everyday notebook with Cosmo Airlight paper. And the pen case that I have, yes, and it's the undyed leather.
Yeah,
Yes, you'll
undyed. I was just
notice
gonna say
that.
that's so
It is
pretty, yes.
undyed. I love the Galen undyed leather. I'm a huge fan. I've got a lot of stuff in it. And then the pen case I have in here. So I have the Pelican and I have this cute little Vav leather
That's also
case.
Galen, correct?
Yes, Galen also carries this. And it has 3 Kaweco pens in here because they're just small and easy to
So
travel
cute.
with.
Do you have your ebonite with your new beautiful gold
Yes,
leaf?
that's right here in the center. Of
Front and center.
course, of
Oh,
course.
that color is just
I
gorgeous.
know. I mean, it's just, and then I inked up so all the pens will match. I have
Good.
this one
Mm,
with this one, and then with the last year's gold Kaweco from
those are
Colt
so pretty.
Pens. So
I feel
got to
like
keep it
one night when I'm
coordinated.
drinking too much wine, I'm gonna order that ebonite. 'Cause I can't do it for the price right now, but one night I'm just gonna do
I
it
know. Well, that's just you just kind of have to,
because
it
it's
will
my
suck your
color
pen
too.
budget up for the month for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody on my Instagram they actually requested that because I'll fill a pen up and then I do a writing sample with it. And I got
Mhm.
a request, which I think it was Virginia actually, to do more affordable pens
Oh,
with
that's a
that.
good
So
idea.
I'm going to go through. after I get back from Lubbock, I'm going to go through my stuff and see what inexpensive pens I have that I can ink up.
That's such a
So
great idea.
stay tuned for that.
I had an idea for a video to do like a high-low, sort of like this is the high-end version of this style pen.
Oh, that's a great
Low
idea.
end. But
Yes.
unfortunately, I feel like a lot of it's going to be the real brand and then Jinhao knockoffs. Which, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's like the best thing to do.
Right.
But anyways, I thought at least it would be kind of fun for people like, well, I like this pen, but what is like a low end version of it, like to do both price points. So,
well, I would say a good comparison just off the top of my head is like the Mont Blanc Bébé with a Kaweco.
A Kaweco.
Because they're about the same size and, you know.
Absolutely.
I
and
mean,
I love that baby. Swipe the card, turn away, and close the laptop.
Amen.
I want a shirt that says that.
That would actually be a great shirt.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny.
And run. The last part, and run.
Yeah, add
Don't
that
look back.
too. Good evening.
Hello.
Sweden's in the house. People are like trickling in. We're at like 29 now, but I hope that people know we have the new channel. I don't imagine this week will be, we probably won't have as large of a group as last week because I think people are still just getting to know our new channel. But if you have friends who you think might enjoy the show, feel free to share the new link with them here. Yes.
Tell your friends about us.
Yeah. Tell your friends. Sure. Okay. I love your sharing. I love your show and tell today, Vanessa. I love that.
Thank you so much. Sorry about
so Vanessa always brings no weapons. Is anyone disappointed? What does this say? There was once a computer program for ordering stuff after 10 p.m. It would launch a pop-up reading, "Are you sure?" That's why they do infomercials at like 3 in the morning, right?
When you're half awake.
You're just like, sure, that looks great. That's
awesome.
going to change my life.
Yeah.
So Vanessa, I feel like you always bring bags that you're actually using, and I always
I switch out every week. So yeah, I'm actually using it. So
I feel like I am always using my big Louis Vuitton Delight, which is a beater by this point. I just throw stuff in there, and I always have like a little Lululemon belt bag inside of it. That's like my Givenchy I've been using a little bit. So I run into the archives, and I'm like, if I were out today, what would I bring? But I kind of had a little bit of a scenario. I have a little theme. Well, this is the, oh gosh, I want to say kakimori, but it's not. I'm thinking of the dip pen. There is a word for this.
And I know what you're talking about, but I just can't.
I can't think of it. I'm so out of the loop with my bags. But this was a 3-pack. I did a video on this. Oh my gosh. I will give anyone, if anybody can figure out what this is, it's the envelope. It's a 3-pack. I have a video and it's called,
it's like origami or something, isn't it? They call it origami.
Is this the best bargain on Louis Vuitton? Because you get 3 of these. I think it was for under $1,000, which it doesn't have this one. Anyways, I bought the 3-pack of this, and the large size has the pink inside, and then the medium has red, and then the small has like a really pretty maroon color, and it comes as a set. And the small one, like you could fit credit cards in. This is the larger of the 3, but then on Etsy, it actually comes like this, a little envelope clutch. Oh gosh, I knew somebody would have it. Thank you.
Kirigami. I was like, is it origami or
Kakamori, Kirigami? This is like the problem with pens and
whatever.
So thank you so much. It's the Kirigami set, and it's fantastic. And Louis Vuitton and all these companies have gone up in price so much, it's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh,
so that was like one of my last purchases. But this is like a little felt insert that you can get on Etsy, and they make them with these little grommets on the side so that they fit in each size of the purse.
Oh, wow.
And then you get the gold chain so you can convert it into like a little crossbody bag.
That is genius.
It's brilliant, right? And it's really pretty. The chain is beautiful. So you can use it either way, which is really nice. Some people have put like their iPad minis in this. I've just used it if I'm just going out to dinner. But the reason I brought out this little mini guy is because inside for my bebe,
I was going to say, is it for the baby?
No, it's not another baby, but I've been eyeing your case from Mont Blanc, and I almost bought the case on Appleboom for Black
Uh-huh.
Friday. Then it went skyrocket. It's like 375, and I think on Black Friday or something, it was like 175. All was like too expensive. Then it went back up in price. Anyways, this was
Yeah.
on Vestiaire Collection, which is another like
Oh.
pre-owned luxury, and it's like a
Mhm.
cream, and I think it's technically for the Bohème,
Uh-huh. Bohem?
the Mont Blanc pen. Anyways, it's like a little cream color, and it fits my bebe so nicely.
Oh, how cool.
And the other pen I put in was my Pro Gear Slim, the new line one in like the cafe color,
Uh-huh.
fits really nice. And then my E95S fits in really nice there. So it's like a little 3 pen. So it's a little, it has some space. I think yours might be a little smaller for the baby. Or is it about
Uh-huh.
this size, would you say?
Um, well, this is where the baby is right now. It's in the
Oh,
tiny
okay.
little. Let me open it without things because I got 4 pins in there right
Is
now.
that Galen?
Yes. Right.
You have 4. Oh, yeah. Look at
So
you.
yeah, it
You're
must be a little bit smaller. Oh, it's falling
so
off.
anyways, this is the smallest pen case I have, but I was so excited because that baby made me very nervous. I kept misplacing it because it was so small and it doesn't have a clip. And I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Where's my baby? Where's the baby?" So I
Where's
finally
my
got the case
baby?
for it. But the pen that I wanted to share today, if I can find it, is from my friend Bart, who is here today. All the cool
Hey,
people
Bart.
followed you.
Of
Thank you,
course.
Bart. Bart was speaking cryptically to you via
Yes.
Instagram because he
Yes,
said,
he
"I think you
was.
might see this on Monday's show," and you're like, "Really?"
Like,
So this
really?
is a pen that I bought from Bart. This was an impulse purchase. He had posted a picture of a bunch of blanks,
Uh-huh.
and one of them was like something Paris, and it was like pinks and really pretty. And I inquired about that, and by the end of our conversation, I had purchased this, which is Gold Abalone by Jonathan Brooks.
It's really
And he sent me
beautiful.
a double broad. So I figured this is my first double broad nib, and I had to bust it out at the Juicy Broads debut on the Pen Show here. So my goodness, it like pours out of the out of this nib, but it's awesome. And the reason I wanted this model is because it's flush. This is the Gemini model. I'm not a Gemini. I don't really have anyone in my family who's a Gemini, but I specifically said to Bart, which one is flush? I also have his Pisces, which I got in Orlando, which is kind of the shape of a fish.
Mhm.
Anyways, it's really beautiful. It's really smooth. I think one of the best things that Bart does is his polishing. Paris in Bloom. Put that on the list. I still want that one, Bart. That one's really pretty. Is the Mont Blanc baby smaller than the Kaweco Lilliput?
Let me show you because that's what's in
I don't
here.
have a Lilliput, but I believe
Got
it
a
is.
Lilliput and baby in here together.
Yes.
So, like with height, they're
Oh,
actually
wow.
very
Oh,
close.
they're very similar.
The Lilliput is much slimmer. So I'll post
What
it.
about when they're posted, Vanessa?
Let me see. I'll post this one.
I had to laugh. Elizabeth says Bart pretty much has my wallet.
Wow, Bart. Bart's
So
rolling
I
in it.
love this. Thank you,
All
Bart. I
right.
love it so much.
So here they are posted, and the baby's actually shorter when it's
Huh?
posted. So I hope that helps.
As someone who doesn't have the Lilliput, when I see the Lilliput out there, I always picture it to be longer and thinner. Like I didn't think
I
it
mean,
was that.
it's definitely thinner, but yeah, it's very comfortable. I just felt like I was like, this little case could probably fit a fourth pen in it. So I inked this up and put it in there. I was like,
That
why
was a
not?
good one. And is that the case you kind of bring with you everywhere?
Yeah, like especially if I'm carrying like my regular size bags, not these
Mhm.
giant bags. Because the giant bag, I feel
Mm,
like I need like a bigger
bigger case.
case. But
Yeah,
yeah, this is the one that I keep with me.
so pretty.
It just gets thrown into all the bags. So
Do you like the Lilliput? Do you reach for it a lot?
I do, especially and it's also very nice when especially if you're carrying out like a really small bag, and the lily
Yes.
put. I have like a Galen case like this, but it's half the size, so you could put like 2 pens in there,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and you could put it like in an even smaller bag. So when I carry a really small bag, the
That's a
lily
good
put
choice.
is a
Yeah.
good choice. Yeah.
And I think that one was pretty affordable, like, in the scheme of things with Lilliput. Was it the
Oh
green
yeah,
one?
the
I don't
green
know if
one.
that was, like,
Hmm.
60 or it was on sale somewhere because I remember contemplating.
Yeah,
Um,
I think mine actually came from Appleboom. Again, this show is not sponsored by Yost Appleboom,
not
and
yet.
I know we talk about him all the time.
Hmm. We need to get him on here. He was going to
I
be one of
know.
our guests, right?
Yes, well, I've got to talk to him about that. So yes,
Yeah.
if y'all would like to talk to
Let's do a
Yost,
three-way Zoom and we'll get him on here. Wolf
that
Kate
would be
Witch
so
wants a
fun.
Pisces Bart, and
Mhm.
the Pisces is so pretty and very comfortable. Yeah, and you wouldn't think that was like one of the things that it has like the little bulb in the center. Not that you
And
wouldn't think, but I wasn't sure. But
so it
Bart's,
doesn't interfere with.
it really doesn't. It's very
Okay.
like his threading is so smooth. I have to say. Oh, and Bart, I figured out how. So I had a nib that I had bent. So Bart sent me a new broad nib, and
Nice.
I couldn't remove it from the unit. I thought it was stuck. And well, I actually messaged Bart and I said, is there a chance that it doesn't come apart from the feed? And so Bart gave me the hint, which I thought the tip that I thought was so great. He said, put the unit in the freezer because so I rinsed it first. I thought maybe there was some ink that was like making it stick. And he said, put it in the freezer
Uh-huh.
and it'll shrink a little bit and then you can separate it. And it worked like a
I've
charm. I mean,
never.
I tried
That
it.
is an interesting trick.
Isn't that a great trick?
I've never heard of that before, but yeah, I've run into that problem before, and I'm like sitting there going, "Ugh," like I have my
Yeah,
grip,
and it's
the
hard
rubber
because you
grip,
don't
and I'm
really
like
have
yanking
anything
on
to
it.
you don't so this oh gosh, now I'm afraid I'm gonna so yeah, this little piece, I couldn't separate the 2 here.
How
And, well, no, I shouldn't
strange.
say that. I had the little base part too, but anyways,
Uh-huh.
oh god, I hope I didn't break that. I'm gonna work on that later. Anyways, it was a great tip. Wait a second. What?
What? What?
Yoast? No way.
Oh man.
Oh,
I
no.
never even got to visit it. Couldn't keep it
No,
open for another month or so.
seriously?
Oh, that's a
Wow, where
shame.
did you hear that? Oh, that makes me so incredibly sad.
Yeah.
I better get down there.
Yeah. That's too
Oh,
bad.
that's really sad. Um,
Where did you see
fun.
this?
Yeah,
Where
I
did you
wonder
see
where
this
you
info?
found
Is it
that.
on Instagram or something?
Um,
Instagram. Just
that
now.
makes me no
This is
way.
breaking news, people.
That makes me so sad. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
look up Appleboom. Oh,
Okay.
no. We need another store around here. I wonder why.
Maybe it
Appleboom.
just wasn't doing that great. I don't know.
Dear customers, we are deeply saddened to announce that we will be closing our Appleboom Boston location. Oh my gosh. It has been of the utmost importance to serve you. Oh my gosh, that is so sad. I can't believe that. Well,
Is that
thank
the
you for
music
sharing.
that was with it?
No, well, is it? Yeah, with like the snow in the back. It's very dramatic and sad.
Wow. Wow.
Uh, continue welcome American to the US. It has always been, I just wonder when they're closing.
Yeah, like how is it, how are they going to phase that out or whatever?
Yeah, that's really so sad. Well,
Mm,
thank you, Lau, for sharing, but that's really sad news. That's a bummer.
that's a
It's
total bummer.
yeah, it came from the Boston store. It's a really special place. I was there after Mother's Day. I'm gonna have to make it in there before they close. I wonder when they're closing.
Definitely.
I can see where it would be difficult to, have 2 stores when he's so far away
Yeah. I
and
mean, yeah.
his YouTube
He's
channel is
like,
taking off, and I mean, I get
right.
it. I get it. I wonder my question is if somebody purchased the store or if it will no, because before it was the Brattle Street Pen Shop. So there was a pen shop there
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
Yoast. So I just wonder if oh, it's closed now.
Oh, it's wow. That was fast.
Because I know, wow, there's no
Okay.
there
So
is no
there's no
parking. It
parking.
is in a tough area because it's in downtown Crossing, but it's
Yeah.
also a big tourist area. I mean, it's right near Boston Public Garden, and it's
Hmm.
it's in a very high foot traffic area of the city.
Hmm.
But yeah,
So rent, if he was renting the space, I guess it could be pretty expensive, huh?
Mm.
So
Yeah, David, I don't know if there's a sale. I don't know. I mean, my guess is he'd probably ship everything back
I
to
would
the
think he'd
Netherlands.
ship everything back to the
Yeah, before
store.
he would, like, liquidate or have a big sale, but we'll know. That is too bad.
That is too
I'll definitely
bad.
send him a message. That's really sad. You know, it's yeah, huh. And here we were for the Juicy Broads show. We were gonna do a little meetup and be around that store. Well, luckily, I did discover that, the Paper Mouse store in Newton, they had a really beautiful selection. It's a
Yeah.
a
So,
different vibe, and there is also Bob Slate's in Cambridge, but,
well,
um
yeah, we'll have to check that out instead. And so, but I was thinking, we'll do
that's
our
cool.
meetup. We'll have to do a meetup in DC. That's just where it's going to have to happen for, for
Yes,
starters. So,
I booked my hotel and got my ticket last night
oh,
for
did you?
DC.
I haven't booked anything.
The only reason I did was because I was talking to Claire, and she was saying that some of the hotel block had, closed, like, but when I went on, I just did it for, like, from Thursday to Sunday, and they did have something available at the
Hmm.
132 rate. So I'm like, I might as well do it and just commit to it. So
Yeah, I usually
I
don't book until May for that show.
really.
Yeah, I wait till the final hour. It's
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure you'll be fine. I was just like,
yeah,
"Let me just get it on the calendar," and I was kind of excited because 'cause I've
yeah,
never been, so
yeah. No, but I was thinking we could do.
What?
We could get a table at the show,
We could?
and and
What are we selling?
we don't sell anything. But what we can do is we can sit there and give people advice on pens, like if they should buy something or not, or
We
if
could be
they're having
consultants.
buyer's remorse, they can come cry it out. I'll have a box of
Okay.
Kleenex
Yep.
there, so
We'll hug them.
we'll hug it
Okay.
out.
If I have
Yeah,
another idea, if they need to hide pens from a significant other, we can bring one of our bags,
yes, I could bring a large tote bag and
hide pens for
stack it all
people.
up in there. If it
I know
happens
that's
to come home with me, that's just your problem.
we can find a
And
reason. We can find a reason to
yes,
be there.
so yeah, so table is like
The Juicy
$175.
Advice
Juicy Advice
Bureau.
Bureau. That's right.
We can
So
just be there for moral support.
yes,
Retail therapists.
I
That's what
just
we
thought
could
it would be funny to just sit there. It's like you're not selling anything, you're just sitting there, and with it, like there could be a sign of like, if we leave the table, we'll return at like get one of those signs with the clock on it. We'll be back at this time, or
sure. Yeah.
just to.
It would be nice to have a place to sit during the show.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, was just I could just go chill out when I feel like it.
I mean,
Linda
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed.
Linda
We like
says,
to have
Vanessa,
fun.
all you'll do is enable us to buy. That's true. I will. It's true. Because you'll be like, well, I don't know what to do. Should I buy it? I'm like, yeah,
She's not a person who tells you not
YOLO.
to buy. Oh my gosh. Like peanuts. Yes. We'll have our little sign.
Yes, like Lucy.
Lucy. Lucy's my
Yes,
favorite. I always
that's who
joke with
I'm.
my
Yeah.
husband and I always say, I never get what I really want, real estate. That's her line. I love Lucy.
I
Mhm.
do too.
Smuggling services, like, yeah, I can think of a lot of reasons. And
Yes.
we can hang out with Bart. Bart,
See,
if you need
we
a
can hang
break, you
out
can
with
come to
at
our
Bart's
table.
table.
I
Yeah,
could sell some Zodiac pens for you.
yeah. I usually, what I usually just find like I'll go hang out at Kirk's, or I'll hang out, at the Kenro table. And
Yeah.
people will think I work there, which that happens all the
I
time.
always yeah, you kind of do. And set up a couple of chase lounges for clients. This is getting
Yes,
better and better.
that would be awesome. You can make like a whole like space. It's like a little pop-up therapy center.
I'm not opposed. It could be worth the investment for the table. We can
I mean, it
split
might be
it.
fun. I have a cloth from PenFest that they gave me, so you can drape it over. It has a Pen Gangster logo on it, but we
Fun.
could like we could do something with that. We could turn it
Yeah.
around and we'll put like Juicy
Vistaprint,
Broads in
we could
it.
get a tablecloth made for Juicy Broads on Vistaprint.
That
And
means
I
I'll
did
have to
wanna give
design a logo.
a shout out to our friend Neil, who out of the goodness
Yes.
of his heart, sends us images for our thumbnail. He actually gave me the image because he must have seen how I was trying to crop it and make it fit as like our little profile picture on YouTube
Yeah.
into a square. And so he sent me two images and he's like, you can use these. He's just so sweet. Neil Mickey. Yeah. Hi, Laura. I have another thumbnail for y'all and a
So
file
nice.
you can try for your channel profile. So I loved this week in the thumbnail, he incorporated handbags
Yeah,
too,
that's pretty
which I
cool.
thought was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's really, yeah. We have like our own graphic designer.
I know. I feel like I want to give him a little token of my appreciation. He's
I
been
don't
so
know how
sweet.
to. Yeah, I know. It's just so nice. He's doing this out of the kindness of his heart because he's excited about the
Yeah.
show, I guess. But I mean, it's just so nice.
Julia says, sometimes you just want people to listen to them talk about pens. I love it. You know what we
Yeah.
could do? We could put out a bunch of notebooks and people could just sit and play. Like we could have all different
Yeah.
types. That's what we could do. We could have all
That would
different
be
types of
cool.
notebooks out for people to try and see like what it's like on Leutrim paper or what it's like on Tomoe River or
That's a good
Clairefontaine.
idea.
And people can just write
Yeah.
us letters and we can write back. All right, we'll think
That would
about
be
it.
fun. Yeah,
That'd be
I
fun. And
think we'd
honestly,
have
if
a
I'm
fun
sitting at a
time.
table, I might spend less money, so that could work to my advantage.
See, you'll be like, you'd be sitting at a table. You won't have to spend any money. In fact, I'm
Perfect.
sure, it'll be just like buying stuff when people come and show us what they bought. And I'll be like, oh, that's nice.
I kinda get that fix sometimes with thrifting, like, I get that it scratches that shopping itch, like, because I can buy something, but then I sell it, so that would be a similar feeling, I think.
Right. And just to chat pens. Let's talk pens.
Yes, I love it. Well, I'm actually
Yeah.
really sad about the Boston store, but we're gonna
I am
move on
too.
to some of our topics for, today's discussion. So one of the things Neil also asked, well, first of all, before we get to Neil's question, I mentioned some of our favorite inks for winter pens, winter inks, like what
Mhm.
colors do we lean towards? So I have a couple things prepared, or do you want to jump in or do you want me to go, Vanessa? What are your thoughts?
I have nothing prepared, but I do like to fly at the seat of my pants. So
Okay, you're good at that.
um I don't have any inks out right now, but I do enjoy especially during colder weather, more blacks and grays and navy blues, and I find that's what I ink a lot of my pens with.
Hmm.
Um, and but yeah, lately just to keep things light, I have a couple of pens here that are kind of a lighter blue, and as y'all know, I inked up this pen after our last show. I went ahead and inked it up. I mean, I guess y'all wouldn't know unless you follow my account, but that's what I did.
You
So
know what? You're a
we
little
were,
pixely right now. Which one is that?
am I? This
A little
is
bit.
the Aurora
Oh,
Optima,
yes, I see
the
it now.
Verde.
Yes, that one's gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
So after we talked about last week, I ended up inking it up and playing with it. So it was kind of a nice because we've had a lot of rainy, gray sky weather here in Houston. So this has actually been a nice way to kind of brighten up my desk. This
That's so
beautiful
nice,
green color. Yeah.
gorgeous.
So yeah.
I love it. We got 13 inches of snow here,
I saw your
yesterday.
video of Lumpy playing in the snow. That was the
Oh,
cutest
it was a
thing I've ever
moment.
seen. It was
It was a
so, he was
moment.
like a little kid playing in the
He loved
snow.
it so much. The only problem was he was afraid to go to the bathroom anywhere because he couldn't catch his scent. Like, he went all day without doing his business until, like, 10 PM
Oh,
last night. I was
oh
really
my
stressed. I'm like,
goodness.
"Buddy, like, just let's find something." We were, like, shoveling paths on the lawn so we could smell the grass. It really threw him for a loop, but
I
he did
bet.
better today.
Oh, that's
Um,
good.
yeah, it was beautiful. Oh, so Jeffrey messaged me because the picture when I had all of my ink samples out, he's like, "What of you? Your inks are pretty too, but I'm looking out your window," basically. Yeah, so this is the view I have from my son's room is all the snow outside is really, really beautiful. This morning when I walked Lumpy, it was so quiet. Like we were literally buried and you couldn't, it was just the prettiest like sound walking down the street. By the end of the day, everything started to melt. We lost power. Everything was like
Oh,
heavy and
no.
dripping. But
Yeah.
this morning it was just stunning, just beautiful. Um, so people are giving some stuff. Same here. I have my Supra inked up with my Dominant Industries Downpour. Ooh, that sounds like
Downpour.
so a
Yeah, I
great
don't think I
color.
have that one.
Great gray, great name. Mulberry
Mhm.
Silk. Ooh, I want to try Birmingham Pens ink. It's a very, oh, I was just going to ask, like, what do you use for a navy blue? Because I'm not big blue. I have one ink from, it's Pilot Issue E.
Is
Say it for me.
Iroshizuku?
Hiroshizuku.
Iroshizuku.
It's like
Iroshizuku.
a Sakio or something. I have one color that kind
Uh-huh.
of leans towards navy, and other than that, Stroke of Midnight is really pretty by Ferris Wheel Press. It was one of the first inks I ever bought. It's like
Uh,
almost like a black blue with sparkle. Really, really
uh-huh.
pretty as
That
well, but I
sounds
don't have a
beautiful.
straight navy.
I use a lot of, uh,
Oh,
I
Diamond
can't think.
Oxford.
Tanzanite, the Pelikan Edelstein ink. I use
Oh,
Tanzanite, which is a nice kind of blue-black.
I'm gonna write
It's a
that
really nice
down.
color. So yeah, that's a really good one. I find that I tend to reach for that one when it's colder.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a couple. I'm writing with one of the pens that I like this time of year. So one of my very favorite colors, which I really didn't like at first, I had to find the right pen for it, was Blushing Mushroom by Ferris Wheel Press. It's like it has gray, but then it has all these colors basically. This is
Oh,
my Taylor pen that Vanessa
the
also
Asher.
encouraged
Yes,
me to
that's
buy.
such a great pen.
This
All
is
those
really beautiful, but
facets.
I would say that Blushing Mushroom has elements of all these, like some purple, some like of the gray and the shimmer. It's so beautiful.
Sounds
So I
beautiful.
really, really love it, especially in this pen. There's one other pen that ink looks really beautiful in. And the other ink that I have in my so I guess my answer is I'm in the same boat where I lean towards like dusky purples and like Earl
Mhm.
Grey. I also bought in Orlando Cool Gray by Mont Blanc, but I don't use a lot of gray inks, but I feel like I should dig into that one. I put it in my 149 and I didn't love it.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I have a giant bottle of it. So
You need
I
to
need
use
to love
it,
it
or you
and
can make
use it
little sample vials and give them out.
and share them. Yes,
Share
at our
them. So
Boston
there's
meetup
always
that we
that.
were supposed to have.
Yeah.
Um, this color is a darker purple, Hara Hara by Sailor Shikiori. And it looks really
Oh, I
pretty
think I
in
have
winter
that
mode.
one. That is a really nice ink.
That's a really pretty ink. So I
It is
literally just
really
inked this
pretty.
up before the show because this is like the color, and I don't have a cartridge converter in here. And when I opened the pen to just see what was going on, I had like recycled one of their things. So I'm like,
Oh,
well, it's
okay.
already purple. I'm just going to refill it with the same ink. So
Yeah.
I really like that. Oh, and last but not least is my Glacier ink is so pretty by Mont Blanc. It is like this exact purple. It's like a dusty blue. I'm sorry. It's like this dusty blue, and
Yeah.
it writes so nice. So yeah, I would say that the dusty blues, purples, grays, those are my winter vibes, which I really enjoy. I have a briolette that like is very icy, but this is
Ooh.
very cold. Like I need to find a royal blue for that.
Yes, that one definitely needs a royal blue. I think Kaweco makes a nice royal blue colored ink. That would look good in that.
That would look good. I have
Mhm.
is it Quink? What, it's
Oh,
so
the
old.
Parker Quink.
Somebody recommended, actually, you want to know? Yes, this.
Oh, okay.
When Jay bought the Blue Hawaii, the Leonardo pen for me at Appleboom in Boston, online it
Uh-huh.
came with an ink, but then it was different in store. And so the guy's like, just pick an ink. And so Jay picked this blue. So yeah, this blue would look really nice
That would actually look
in
very
that
nice.
briolette.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come over here and look at some of these colors because we're getting so many recommendations. Diamond Oxford Blue. Is that a
Oh,
navy?
that's a nice one. Yes, that's a very
I
nice
was
deep
asking about
blue.
navies.
Yeah.
Roar and Klinger Verdigris is a lovely navy blue. Ooh, I
Mm.
need to write some of these down. I'm going to have to revisit. Gorgeous. I have that. Virginia. Mont Blanc Midnight Blue. Ooh, that can't be
Mm.
bad.
No,
That can be bad.
that actually sounds
Uh,
very nice.
Cities of America and Chicago is such an apt color for Chicago cold winters. Oh, fun, fun,
Huh.
fun.
I wonder what
Like,
color
I
that
like
one
Robert
is.
Oster ink. Oh, just booked the hotel. Yes,
Ah,
good job.
I'm bunking with you, Kate.
Yeah. I know, I said to Jay, I'm like, "Are you coming to DC or should I find a roommate?" He's like, "I'm not sure yet, so maybe I'll have a bed." I'm like, "Do I get a double bed or are you coming? Do I get a king?" I don't know. Called Pens, Taj Mahal by Diamine. Ooh, these are all fun
Oh,
names.
yes, I
I
know.
definitely
I
judge a
love the
book by its
names.
cover. If there's a cool name, I'm definitely drawn to it. Hara Hara is a great
Yes,
one.
it is. It
Fritzschims
is.
I don't even know that brand. Nibla. Nibla is a lovely dusty violet gray, similar to Hara Hara, but less red tones.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay. That might,
that's
yeah, that might actually be very nice.
Monteverde
Blue
Blue Skies is great
skies.
blue.
Mm.
Um, I just used my first Monteverde ink. It was like an emerald ink. It was like water. It's such a wet ink. I got a
Yeah.
talisman. Did I show the
Hmm.
talisman last week? I don't know.
I want to say you did, but it
I
doesn't
don't
hurt
remember.
to show it again.
Yeah, I don't remember if it came in. It was my first talisman that I got for 50% off on the Atlas sale.
Hmm.
And it's really pretty. And this is kind of out of my comfort zone with colors.
Yeah, it's very
It's
bright and
it's
sparkly.
cat's eye. And then it's got the gray here, but the sparkle in there is like an emerald green, like a Kelly green, and then the
Oh,
teal.
yeah.
But anyways, I use the Monteverde ink, but it is like a super wet writer, and that ink is really I don't have many Monteverde inks, but that
Well, I
is great.
Monteverde inks. I find they're kind of a hit or miss. It was a while back that they had a mold issue with their inks.
Really?
Yeah, and some of them had a really weird smell, like
Mm,
not a nice smell.
mm,
So I actually ended up throwing away a lot of Monteverde inks, and I haven't been buying them since I had
and
that
well,
experience.
I
Yeah.
can see why. This
So
was one of the 50% off inks. I think it was like $5 for a full bottle, and I think the color is a
yeah.
perfect match. I happened to spill it on my desk, so I'm already mad at it, but, it's not the ink's fault. But it was really you know what it was? It had the plastic around the lid, so when you it was like a jar of jelly, like, when I was trying to take it off, the plastic was
Yes.
still attached, so I jarred it a little bit, and then the ink went on the side, and then I put it down, it left a ring on
Oh
my
my
desk, and it was a
gosh.
whole thing, but the color actually was really good, and it was a good price, but,
Yeah.
um, I was thinking about getting that talisman. Oh, you know what? I was editing a video for it today, Julia, so I will share my thoughts, but I think it's great, actually. It's much smaller than the, Euphoria. Um, way too many blues. Oh, Private Reserve had a mold problem.
Yeah, I remember when that was happening too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so and Monteverde and Private Reserve is now part of that company, Yafa. So I don't know if anybody's been having any issues with the Private Reserve inks with a mold problem or anything. So hopefully that's going okay for them.
Vanessa, was that just with, like, older stock?
No,
Oh.
it would get the. I don't know if you guys ever had any experience with the ink crud. Like you, it's so gross. You put like a nib in there to fill it up,
Yeah.
and when you pull the nib out, it's got this long, slimy,
Oh,
inky mess.
no.
Yeah,
I have not had the pleasure.
I had a couple of those too. So I was like,
Oh, man. With purchase, love the color, but the ink's performance is not good in my experience.
that is
Like
a beautiful color though. I've used that one before.
olivine,
Yeah,
it sounds very pretty. I feel like I might wanna put it in a drier writer. It's not really my kind of color either,
yeah,
but it works with that pen. This pen in general is a little out of my comfort zone, but, it was a really great price, and, if you compare it to the size of a Euphoria, it's very, it's smaller,
yeah, and it's a little
smaller,
slimmer too, isn't it?
slimmer, yeah, and what I like the most about the Talisman, I guess, when compared to the Euphoria is the step down is super subtle. Like in the Briolette,
Mhm.
it's a big difference, and same with
Yeah.
the Euphoria, and this one's really comfortable, I found.
Yeah, I really like that line of pens. They're very comfortable to use.
Really comfortable.
Mhm.
That was my experience as well. Okay, I want to read what Neil asked us, and we can
Okay.
do our own little spin on it. So Neil, again, is the gentleman who gives us our art for our thumbnails.
So kindly gives
I
us
have
art.
to answer his
So,
question because he's
yes,
so nice to us.
that's his
Um,
payment.
this is payment that we answer a question. I feel
We
pretty
answer his questions.
Also, for a discussion topic, I was wondering if you and Vanessa could share some insight into collecting. You have just gotten started relatively recently, and Vanessa seems like she's been collecting for a while now. I was wondering if you were to change the order of pens that you got, or pens that you would have skipped. So maybe if we would have,
Hmm.
okay, I have a couple of that, as well as any collection goals that you might have. Insight related to that would be cool. So there's
Okay.
a
That
lot
is,
here we
wow.
can chat about.
I'm digesting that right now. It's,
One of the thoughts I had
mhm.
about changing the order, and this is a question that has come up, either I've asked it or I've seen people ask it on other shows or channel stuff.
Mhm.
When you take a brand like, I don't know, like any brand, they have like Visconti has the Homo sapien, and then they have the Van Gogh or the Rembrandt. Like,
Right.
do you start at the bottom and buy the bargain and then go to the next one and the next one and the next one? Or do you just cut to the chase and go to the Homo sapien because you know you're going to get that eventually? Or is that way
It's
too,
so
maybe that's
weird.
a bad example because that one can be so
Well,
expensive.
it's not because so I mean, I personally started off, from a Pilot Metropolitan and just would get, go high. And I'm like, okay, this is it. This is it. It's like, nope.
One more up. We're going to
One
go.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I did. But I know someone who we started communicating. He'd just gotten a fountain pens,
Hmm.
and the dude was like, he was starting at the top. I mean, he was buying like Sailor King of Pen, Tasha. I mean, and I was just like, dude, it's okay to, you could like come down a little bit.
You
He's
don't
like,
have
no,
to go
no. He
so crazy,
goes,
so
and
hard.
yeah, no, he was like, if I'm going to, I want to get it once, it's got to be like this, and it's got to have a gold nib. And he was very specific. And I was
Hmm.
like, well, if you can afford to go that route, then you know what?
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes, yeah. I was similar in a way. I guess it depends on the brand, where
Mhm.
I went. Like I went from a Jinhao to a 149. Like the Jinhao was
Yeah,
10
yeah,
bucks.
that's a huge jump.
That's a big jump, but I don't really think there's any other in between for a Mont
Ah,
Blanc as far as size goes, you know?
yeah, I'm trying. Well, okay, so there kind of is. The one I'm thinking of is the Monteverde Sequoia series pen. I don't know if anyone
I'm not
has
familiar
ever
with it.
used that.
Mm-mm.
Um, Darn it, am I gonna have to go to the cabinet?
Go to the cabinet.
I'm going to the cabinet. That's it. Let me unplug.
Thank
See,
you.
I go to the cabinet every show.
You should just put your desk near the cabinet, right? Because then
We
she
just
always
grab them
has
all.
stuff we wanna see. Yeah, I think sometimes it definitely comes down to what you can afford and what you really need. Like, I think a good example
Oh,
of, oh gosh,
okay.
this is gonna be fun. You know, another example I can think of is like Leonardo. I really like the Leonardo steel nibs. I do have a 14 karat gold nib that is beautiful, but I don't think it is that different of an experience on the Leonardo pen. Like I love that they have an ebonite feed. That means more to me than the gold or the steel nib in that case for the price. What did David say? Most collecting hobbies have an element of upgrading to them, and pens are no different. We are never satisfied and
That's
always
so
strive for
true.
something better.
That is
That's a
so
great
true.
point, David. I would agree. Somebody said Monteverde Sequoia was their favorite pen last year. I'm excited to
Yeah,
see this.
that's what I'm trying to find it.
She's zipping around.
I know. It's okay. Here we go. I found it. So,
That was pretty quick.
I zip through those cases like nobody's business. It's
Okay,
like,
let's see it.
all right. So this is the giant sequoia that I have. It's this
That's gorgeous.
beautiful turquoise, and it just kind of has this beautiful turquoise striated pattern, and it's a nice size. It's got a steel
Mhm.
nib on it. It's a
That's
cartridge
beautiful.
converter. So next to a 149, let me grab that. So the size I think is very
Oh,
similar.
very
You
similar.
mentioned girth and height and all
Mhm.
that. Just has a flat top on this giant sequoia,
Right.
not a cigar shape. So
That
yeah, if
was a
you
great
wanted,
comparison. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what is that popped in my mind. Is like that's actually a big pen that is, if you like big pens, it's not a bad pen to get.
What
This
is the
price point.
price range? Do you remember on that one?
I want to say that it's definitely under the $100 mark.
Oh, wow.
Probably, yeah, it's probably more around the $75, $80. I'm guessing,
You're guessing. Gotcha.
um, but I'm pretty sure I probably got it around
Amy said that's the one
75.
that I have, and that was her favorite pen last year.
Yeah, it's just the color. I couldn't
It
resist that
reminds me of the
color.
blue Hawaii, actually, from,
Oh, from Leonardo.
yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit. Well, because the stripey, although that's probably a little bit, yeah, similar.
yeah, it has some. I think yours has a little more earth colors. This one is just mostly turquoise and
That's
white.
really pretty. Are those
Yeah.
facets as well, or is that just in the
No, it's
it's smooth?
flat, it's smooth. It just has the appearance of.
Really
Mhm.
pretty.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful pen.
Well, Amy picked hers up on clearance for $40. See, now
Yeah,
that is a
that's what.
great deal.
Well, you can find, yeah, some great deals on Monteverde and Conklin. It seems like they always go on sale. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any Monteverde pens, so thank you for sharing that. That is great.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like some people, it's like anything, it's so personal. If you feel
Yes.
like you need to go up the ladder that way. And with certain brands, for whatever reason, Navalar, is not a brand. Like I got one and I really like it. I wanted the Nautilus because I
Uh-huh.
like the ink window in there. And I don't really feel the need to get many others. Like, and
Right.
I like this. It's a pretty writer. This was affordable. I think I like everything about this, but for whatever reason, I think it's interesting, like the brands that we go back to, like, why do I have
A
9
thousand
sailors or
Esterbrookes.
yes, exactly, so many Esterbrookes, like, why would I not take that money and
Right.
go into something else? Like, it's funny, but I think there's some brand loyalty when you start collecting, and then you get into the different colors and things like that.
Yes, I agree. It's so strange. It's just, yeah, I think our behavior towards pens and brands, it's such a
It is,
uh, strange thing that we do.
and we're all so
So,
different. I had somebody
yeah,
scold me, not really
they
scold me, but
scolded you.
in my
How
collection
dare they?
video, they're like, "I can't believe with all these pens, you don't have a Retro 51. What kind of collection is this?" Well, they weren't that harsh, but I was like, "Yeah, I just never have gotten into Retro 51s." Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody, but
yeah,
yeah.
but it is funny the differences. And what about, so he was questioning the order that we would buy things. I don't know if there's anything that I really jumped the gun on that I wish I hadn't or wish I had bought sooner. I'm not sure. Yeah, Claire agrees. Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
I don't mind Navaler, but yeah, I don't see myself
it
gravitating
doesn't
towards
keep you up
those.
at night like other pens
No,
do, right?
no.
Can't afford high end up. So I set goals with a limited budget and get a range of nib sizes, a few inks, notebooks, search out the
Yes,
bargains.
that's
And
the way to do it. That's the way to
um,
do it.
I'm actually struggling with something with that right now because I love the Pilot Vanishing Point, and as I've mentioned here, the Japan whiskey
Yes.
exclusive. I haven't managed to get yet, but somebody was kind enough after watching the show to DM me because somebody was selling theirs on Reddit, and they want like 450, like low fours for it. Which is
Okay.
fine. It's hard to get here. So I reached out to a shop that I had been to in Japan. They had
Mhm.
one available. It was 288 US. Huge
Hmm.
price difference,
Oh,
but they
yeah.
don't ship internationally. So now I'm challenged with like, how can I find someone to ship it for me? Or
Wow.
I'm going to try a couple other stores. But I think that is one of the dilemmas. And then a beautiful Pilot Vanishing Point popped up on one of the resale sites for $60. So then you're dealing with, like, we're talking about the same nib, the same material,
Right.
It's just a different color. It's a different
It's
pattern.
the color.
How much more are
It's
you
so
willing to
crazy.
pay for the same pen? Like, and I just spent a fair amount on the Taiwan 30th anniversary, the
Mhm.
green one, and that was pretty, but then this whiskey one was even much more than that. I'm not willing to pay the 450. So, I mean, if that's meant to
Yeah.
be in my life, it will come in my life one day. But like,
That's yeah, definitely. That's
um,
I kind of look at it that way too. If it's meant to be, you'll figure it out. But sometimes you just have a moment where you're like, oh, but then give yourself a couple of weeks or months, and you kind of get over it.
yeah. Do you ever
So
play that trick where you put things in the cart, like you put it in the cart and then you go to bed, and then you get the reminder from from Gold Spot,
yes.
"We've saved your pens." I just did it last week with the pink Leonardo, it almost looks kind of like sailor-ish. Um,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It does
I'm
have that.
intrigued by it, but I'm like, "Do I love it or is this just different?" It's like pink and white. It's very
Yes.
feminine. Snowy
Yes.
Studio
I
had it
saw it on
on.
her account. Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's been one that I'm, like, contemplating, and I put it in the cart, and then I went to bed, and I haven't purchased it, and again, it's like, do I need another
How much
Leonardo?
is it?
It's like 200.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's right at that, "Hmm."
It is kind of at that, 'Cause
Yes,
it is really cute. I
and
saw
it's
I saw it
different
on
for Leonardo.
yeah, it really is. So it's kind of interesting that they're, going in that direction.
Yeah, so anyways, so those are the things, but I have a fair amount of Leonardos, but, like, maybe I could get this one, like, and it's pink, and it's pretty, and Valentine's Day is next month, and all those sort of things,
Yeah.
like anyway, so those are the conversations I think a lot of us have with ourselves, you know?
Yes.
I want to Sendico. These are couriers who can, like, get it for me. Um
Really?
Inky Rock makes great videos on how to purchase pens and then get them sent. I know. I have messaged Inky Rocks before, like when I went to Tokyo, but I feel like she must get every single question about Japan stuff,
Probably.
you know? Like I used to work at American Girl and everybody on the internet who has seen any of my videos, they'll DM me and they'll be like, "What do you think this is worth? How much should I sell this for? What is
Oh
this
my
doll? Can you
gosh.
identify her? Like, what year was she released?" And I just every time I think of contacting Inky Rock, I think of that. She was very kind. When I was out in Japan, she was here for the San Francisco Pen Show. Um, understand what you mean, Jeffrey, but Appleboom told me that. Oh, I missed a conversation. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I saw. So yes, it's too pricey. Afraid to use it regularly,
Oh, I jumped on the
and it's
shark.
like, but they're meant to be used, man.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of agree with that. If don't keep it in a case. Use it. I mean,
I
maybe if
feel
it's
like
like a
we
super
enjoy it.
expensive, just use it at your desk. Don't carry it around, as your everyday carry or anything.
Yeah. It's hard, like, oh, wait, I just missed that comment. I know, it's on my goal list.
So
Get over
they're having a
used.
conversation. We're like,
I'm sorry, yes, that's what I'm glad they're chatting. That's
no,
what we
it's
need.
cool. It's like we're giving the play by play. It's like, oh,
American Girl, memories of all my daughters loving those dolls. Yes,
yes, my daughter was into that too.
they were really fun.
Yeah.
So the other part of, Neil's question is there I kind of interpret it as like, have it's almost like a bad buy. Is there one that you wish you hadn't bought or you had skipped or like maybe should we have I don't think you can skip the Metropolitan before you get the 823 because you kind of need to I mean you can.
Yeah.
So he was asking about the order in which we purchase things. I don't really have any
I
big
don't really have an order.
I don't have an order. I'm not
I
that
just
organized.
I'm not that organized either. If I see something I really, really like it, then I figure out how to get it. And that's just how it goes.
Yeah. I
There's
have a
really nothing.
I have a couple pens that I mean, you don't like you kind of grow out of pens, that you might
Yes.
not
Oh,
use.
for sure. Yeah.
These 3 pens are in my to be sold pile.
Hmm.
One is what's this one? The Diplomat Arrow, which
Yes.
is really beautiful. It is just slippery on my hand and slips all
Right.
around the metal. Beautiful pen, great writer. Uh,
Hmm.
this, for whatever reason, I don't know. I have too many orangey. This is the Oktoberfest.
Yes.
This was an impulse purchase at the Fountain Pen Hospital. when I was in New York City. And I
Uh-huh.
feel like as far as Estabrooks go, I have a couple other ones that I like more in similar colors. Like I don't
Yeah.
think I need 3 Estabrooks in orangey tones, you know?
Right.
So that's why this one, and then this glow green just didn't do it for me in the TWSBI
Yeah.
category. And I think it's an extra fine. And extra fine and TWSBIs, I just can't do.
I just can't do extra fine either. That's why we're juicy broads, you
That's
know?
right. We can't have extra fines on this channel.
Yeah, we can't do those extra
With certain
fines.
brands, but not with TWSBI for me, and this is not really like
Yeah.
my color. I purchased this in a bundle with a few other
Is
things.
that
So,
the one that glows in the dark by any
yes.
chance?
Yeah, it's the glow green. So, I think they'll sell. I just gotta get my ad for somebody who does this for a living. Like, I don't know why I haven't listed them. I finally listed my Hobonichi Weeks on January 8th.
Okay.
Perhaps I should have listed that before the new year. But it's still all over the place on websites and it's still, you know, it's still at normal price. Are there any brands you haven't tried and would like to add to your collection? That is a very good question. Yes. Aurora.
Oh yeah, well you definitely need to do Aurora. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think if there's something I've tried that's tough, you know? I've tried a lot of pens because I go to the pen shows and try them out.
Mm. Is there one from
Yeah.
like a maker you'd like to try? I like Hello Tello. When we were at Orlando, I kind of like he had a really unique design and he had the
Yes.
Venetian glass and the finial.
Yes, that
That's
which I think
pretty.
that was really cool. Yeah, off the top of my head, I really can't think of anything that I'm just dying to try.
Aurora is definitely on my list. Throw some names out there. Throw some brands in the comments.
Yeah,
And I
there's
feel
some
like
brands
I'll have
out
to.
there. Maybe it'll like get this
That
going
will,
here.
yes, we'll come. Oh, I know another one, David. ST DuPont.
ST DuPont, those are nice. Those are very nice.
The Line D, Atlas had one on sale forever, and I kept eyeing it, and I've seen one secondhand. And then the Gourmet Pens podcast, not Aziza, Inks and Anchors. I can't remember her name.
Okay,
Anyway,
yes.
she just got one, and she was saying how excited she was about it. But yeah, that is a brand I would really like to try.
I tell you, those ST DuPont nibs write very nice,
Do you have
very
one?
smooth. I don't have one, but I have had someone loan to me to review, and I've tried them at pen shows, and
But why
they're
haven't you
pretty
pulled the
nice.
trigger on it? See, like that is a
Yeah,
question. Like that is a nice
I just
brand.
haven't pulled the trigger because it's just I just they're expensive, you
They're
know, to
expensive.
drop like $800 on a pen or something. It's just like I just really have a problem with that. I
Yeah.
can't just drop a, you know, I'm not rich for crying out loud. I know y'all think I am, but
Hold
I'm
on.
not.
This is
She's gonna
hi,
feel hold
honey. I'm
on.
live.
She's like, oh, I can kind of hear what he's
Do you
saying.
have any pen thoughts? Are you coming home? Said I have lots of pen thoughts. I'll keep them to myself.
Okay.
Okay, love you. Bye. I always forget
Fountain
to.
pendulum. Let's see here. Any thoughts on Santini pens? Yes, I have thoughts on
Let's
Santini
hear them.
pens. I love Santini pens. I have 3 of them. They're great. And it's a great bang for I have one ink. This one's always inked. This is the Libra,
Ooh,
and it's an
beautiful.
ebonite. It's all ebonite. I think I've showed this to you guys
I
before.
think you have. I think
Um,
this was one of your like at the beginning of the
yeah,
show ones.
so this one's always inked with Yamabudo,
Mm,
Iroshizuko Yamabudo, because it perfectly matches this reddish pinkish color in the
beautiful.
material. It's a piston filler. It has I believe it's an 18 karat gold nib. Yes, 18 karat gold nib that writes really nicely. And like you can get this. I mean, I think I bought this when it was under 500.
That is gorgeous.
So
That has
yeah,
all the bells and whistles. Piston
yeah,
fill, 18
everything.
karat gold, ebonite, Really nice. Is the feed
Yeah.
ebonite as well?
Yes.
Wow.
Feet is ebonite. The material's ebonite.
Wow. It's really
Um,
beautiful.
yeah, so Santini is I highly recommend their pens. They're so I haven't had a I've never had a bad experience with them. And they came to DC last summer, and so I got to see, all of them laid out. I wish I had the money to buy another one, but I
Ooh,
didn't at the time, but it was so nice just to see all their pens laid out on
it's
the
so
table at the
nice to be
same
in
time.
person for this hobby. It's so nice.
Yes, and
Dangerous,
to
but
meet
nice.
them. Yeah, and to meet the man behind the brand. He's a very nice guy. So, and I just like gush. I was like, "I'm such a big fan.
Oh, oh, I love that.
Your pens are I love them. I love you."
Add it to the list, Santini. I
Highly
love that.
recommended.
Okay.
Gangsta approved.
I buy what I fancy as long as I'm not overspending. I go
That's
cheap,
how
more
I am
pricey,
too.
cheap again. Once I broke the $100 mark for the first time, a dam broke. What the heck?
Do they not
I'm
know
so
we're
sorry.
live?
I know. My kids, my husband. I just put on do not disturb. I'm so sorry, everyone. Sorry.
It's all right.
I know. I
Um,
apologize.
so
Um,
let's see. I'll go up while she's.
okay, thank you. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Am I doing right? It does look like a sailor. Oh, are you talking about he's talking about the pink Leonardo. The resin is
Oh
pastel, that sailor.
yes.
It's very different. It is very
It's
different.
yeah, it is very
Waiting for
different
Lori to
from
list the glow green on Poshmark. Yes, men shop there, LOL. I know. I like my male shoppers. I feel like they don't haggle as much. All right. Well, we'll get it.
That's what
Santini
I
pens
saw
look
that
good.
and that popped out at me. I was like, "Yes, get it."
My first Visconti was Rembrandt Venus. I think it's the same one you have, Lori. It was terrible. Nib was awful. Homo sapien much better, but I want to get the nib work done. Same. I think it is. It is the Venus. And yeah, I did. Now mine writes really nicely, but that was not an indicator of what the Homo sapien would have written like. So that is a tough one. Where
Yeah,
I feel like Pilot is more Visconti is a tough brand to compare because
it is.
Pilot is so much more consistent with their nibs, you
Yeah,
know?
Visconti's nibs aren't very consistent at all, unfortunately. Yardalet, I would like to try them. I haven't tried them yet,
I
but
haven't
those are
tried them.
some fancy looking pens.
Thank you, Bart. It's Candace from
Candace.
Inks and Anchors. She's the one who um, he's coming with one.
Yeah, that sounds like a party.
Oh, Conway Stewart's another brand I haven't tried. They messaged me a
They've
while ago,
messaged me about like
but I feel like they
working.
lend stuff, and I'm not sure. I've seen other people review their stuff, but it's a very masculine brand, I think.
Yeah, it is, and I've heard really great things about Conway Stewart, but it just doesn't really jump out
Doesn't
at
speak
me.
to us.
Not really. I follow their account and they show and I'm like, "Oh, that's a pretty pen," but it doesn't like make my heart flutter or anything,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, so same here.
Yeah.
Um, you're
Um,
not rich. There she goes,
um,
bursting bubbles.
I am not rich. I know this is hard to believe. No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is a brand I've seen online,
Yeah,
and
I've tried this one. Do I still have one? Eh,
I have Laban. I don't have Lebouf.
Le Bouffe. I don't know if I still have. I used to have a couple of them. Not very exciting pens, to be honest.
Okay.
It didn't.
I trust you.
Yeah, it didn't make me excited.
Didn't make her heart flutter either. What 3 types of nibs do you have, Vanessa? I know they make custom nibs, architect, flats.
Okay, so I got I think we're talking about Santini still. So I got their Architect, which ended up coming to me too sharp. So I had to have Kirk kind of soften it up a bit, make it a little friendlier to write with.
Mhm.
It was cutting my paper. It was so sharp.
Wow.
Yeah. I got one of their Fine Flex nibs, which writes beautifully. And then this one uses a nice stub nib. So
Ooh,
those are the nibs I ended up getting.
That is fun. I've been
Yeah.
loving
I would
studying.
love to get one of their juicy broads someday,
Yes, I think we need one in all of our collections.
for sure.
What is that, lumps? I have a
So
LaBouffe
she's had a
Pilgrim
better
in
experience with LaBouffe,
great
so that's
pen.
good.
That sounds nice.
Mhm.
Oh, have a great week, Vanessa. Are you going to the Philly Pen Show? Chat soon. Ciao, Claire. Thank
No,
you.
sorry. My pen
Claire's
season doesn't start until, like, June.
Yeah, Claire is going. She's gearing up
You
for it.
go, girl.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Have to run. Bye, honey.
Toodaloo.
Um, can haggle? No. No, you can just send an offer. You can send an offer, so if a pen is listed at a certain price or if anything's listed at a certain price on Poshmark, you can send an offer. So, I tend to list a little high to account for the lowball
Yeah,
offers. Other
definitely.
really beautiful people will just buy what you have it listed at, but in most cases, people send offers, and then we go back and forth. If I had your who are you talking to,
I
Bart?
think he's talking to you because you keep answering your phone.
Oh,
He would start calling you while
that would be very fresh. Don't do that.
that would be hilarious. It's like, "Bart, what? I can't talk right now. Just chat. Just chat."
You're getting me in trouble here. Oh, that's too funny. I actually started this hobby last summer by winning a Yardled ballpoint
Oh,
in
how
an
cool.
Appleboom giveaway. Willem
Well,
says,
that's
"Oh
pretty
my,
cool.
that was a gateway drug for you."
Yeah, right. Welcome to the club.
That's right. That's right. Cherie says, "I'm not rich either. I'm fountain pen and traveling broke."
Amen to that.
It'll do it. It'll do
Yeah.
it. Actually, Claire sent me a message today about how years ago she got a Chanel bag for her 50th birthday. Her last name is Coco. She does need a Chanel, I will say.
I agree with that.
Right. So,
Yes.
but she was saying how, like, nowadays, like, what that's worth, what they paid or whatever. She just said how my tastes have changed so much because now she spends it all on pens,
Yeah.
which I can appreciate. Super helpful. Love to hear more about what you think of the Santini Flex Nib. Do you have a video on it?
I'm pretty sure I reviewed my Flex Nib. It's over at the Pen Gangster account.
Perfect.
So yeah, it's probably like a couple years back. So you'll probably have to search for it. But
Yes.
it's there. Yeah, and I'm sure I gushed about it.
Just add it
So
to the
I
cart
love
and check
it.
it out. What's Jeffrey, what's the expression? Add it to the
Oh,
cart,
I
buy
was
it, and
shut the laptop and
walk
run.
away and run. Yeah. Yes, deep dive started there.
Yeah,
All right. Well, that was fun. So I think the moral of this story is we all need Santini fountain pens.
for sure. I mean,
I'm
it
excited.
really, their stuff is so good. It is so good. Just trust me.
Okay.
Either swipe the card, turn away, and shut the laptop.
That's it. That's the shirt. Swipe the card, turn away,
Yeah,
shut the laptop. Let's
that
all
needs
write
to be a
this down.
t-shirt.
So what'd you write with today? What's on your desk today, Vanessa? What are you writing with?
What did I end up writing with today? I think it was the Aurora that I inked up. I ended up writing with that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I've been using that since it got inked up, and of course, I'm still the Pelican red and white, still going strong on this test top. Still love it.
That's
So
on my list too.
that's what I've been. It's right here. I've been using it a lot.
I've been thinking
So
a lot that might be my Atlas purchase before we go to Mexico because we're going to be in Chicago on Valentine's Day. That would be a really nice Valentine's Day
that would be a
purchase,
perfect Valentine's Day present. So
right?
just let your man know.
Plant those
I need
seeds.
that. Yes, I need that. Yeah.
Um, oh, this is a good. Well, I had already purchased mine. What were your first fountain pen of 2024 be? This was this, and it kind of had New Year's Eve vibes to me because it's black and gold and shimmery. Like it kind of reminded me of the new year. This was totally impulsive. I got an ink that went with it. I went to Cambridge. Have any of you seen this Shogun? It's a J. Bond ink.
No, but I loved J. Urbane inks.
Yeah,
They're
I was
good.
looking for something that had like a little gold glitter. And I want to
Mhm.
say the glitter in this, the way that it comes across has a little bit, see how you can see some little shades of pink in here? It's almost like, the color Masquerade that was in the Diamine ink,
Yes.
kind of like that dusty goldish, like almost like a dusty rose gold shimmer. It's
Right.
kind of in here, but it's super, super subtle. So
Hmm.
I got home and I
Sounds
wrote with it,
nice.
and it just kind of feels like black ink to me. Like I wish,
Oh,
because with the double broad, I was really expecting to see the shimmer. It
oh,
wasn't a cheap ink, but I was
no, that is not a cheap
like,
ink.
you want to support small businesses. So I'm like, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
And they had the book out so I could see all the ink samples. And when I put this next to it, it was so perfect. But then
Oh,
I shook the bottle and it was just kind of like meh. So I'm like, I could actually put this in my Pilot Vanishing Point and get like just because the flecks of the
yeah.
shimmer are so subtle, which I like. You know, I
Hmm.
feel like it's kinder to pens when it's a little more subtle. But
Right.
I had just bought that Colorverse one that had the black with the sparkles.
Right. The shiny black or
Yeah. So I'm
whatever
like,
it
and then I
is.
bought this, and now they kind of seem similar to me. Anyways,
Ah,
I'm bad with inks.
too bad.
I need to get into the habit of doing samples instead of
Yeah,
always
I hear you.
bottles.
It's like, because it's like you're never going to get through all that ink.
Never.
I have so much ink. I need to just start painting with the ink.
Work needed my attention, Corinne said. Well, welcome back. What Aurora are you using, Vanessa?
It's the Aurora Optima, and it's the part of the Kaleidoscopio series from a couple years ago. It's the Verde Green. This one's limited. They only had 860 in the
Ooh,
world.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, so this is the one
So,
I've got inked that I've been using
so if
since
you were
last
to
week.
buy a pen tonight by midnight, and it came down to the Aurora Optima or the Santini.
Santini,
Okay,
definitely.
you heard it here, friends.
Santini. I would
Okay.
love to get another Santini. In fact, that might have just started something.
Oh boy, I know. I'm like, hold up. Where do we go? Lori, is that pen you just held up? Yes. And Bart answered for me. Yes. And so when we were looking at this, this is
Oh, I
the
could
other
when
cool.
you just turn right there, you could see. Oh, right there. No, right. No, I
Did you see the pink? Where
was
does
gonna
it go?
say there, right there. All the gold. There's like so much gold, right?
So pretty.
Yeah.
And also,
I'm like pointing out, like you could see exactly where I'm like, it's
I
right
also
there,
want to
it's
point
right
out like
there.
how well Bart lined this up. Look at this. Like
It
this
is
is,
like I could tell. I mean, it looks flawless.
I mean, it is just, it's so nice. And the polishing that he does is so nice. When he showed this on his site, I was like, I had never seen a pen in this, in the Brooks gold
That's really beautiful.
abalone. It's really, really pretty. This is one that I like to look at. And then, yeah, he did a really great job with it. No regrets. What about you for 2024? The question was, what will your first purchase be, Vanessa?
I don't know yet. I haven't made a purchase yet. So
I think it's going to be a Santini,
it could
folks.
be I mean, I could go look at the Santini website later on today and just have a look.
Yeah,
Nothing
that
says
might
I have to buy it.
that's true. We can just put it on.
I just put it in the cart.
This is my husband has limited me to only ink samples this year. That's,
Ah.
I feel like we should do that. We really should do an ink swap
Okay,
of
wait,
sorts.
wait. Does he use pens? Because that's not fair. If they're not a pen user and there's like only ink samples, and you're like,
What are you going to limit for him?
yeah,
See,
see,
these are the kind of things we could discuss at our table in DC,
exactly.
Vanessa.
Like I have a problem with that because my husband is not a pen user, and I would never ever let him dictate what kind of ink I buy.
We can be pen advocates. Oh my gosh, so funny.
Pen
I'd like to see
advocates.
and feel an ebonite pen this year.
Yes. Well,
Mhm.
and ebonite has like it does have kind of, I mean, it's a plastic, obviously. It's like a natural resin. I don't know
Mm.
all the, you know,
I think the only
biochemistry
ebonite
things
pens
about
I
it.
have are my Platinum Century, my Calico. I think I
So
showed that.
it has like a smell to it, a certain
Oh,
kind of
okay.
smell. So celluloid
Um,
also has a smell to it. So
oh yes, that's what I meant to say. It's the celluloid is the is the pilot, not the pilot, the platinum.
The platinum.
Oh, as a newbie, Bart, do you design and make pens? We should invite Bart in. I should send him an invitation. Bart, do you wanna come chat with
You want
us?
to come hang out, man?
You
Get
let
how
me
you
know, Bart.
do.
I'll send you an invitation, honey. I don't know if you have StreamYard. I'm the Zodiac Pen Company. Yes.
Boom.
So I have the Pisces and the Gemini. Yes, and one of the other things for newbies that I was so confused about when I started, I'm not kidding. I did not understand. I would be so overwhelmed by the thought of like commissioning a pen.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't understand that, say, Bart, the pen maker,
Uh-huh.
was not the one who supplied the blanks. Like, I thought, well, if he's making the pens, who's Turnt Company and who's Jonathan Brooks? Like, I was really confused by that in the beginning. I didn't get that these pen makers, like that was their craft, was taking the mold and making it into something beautiful,
Right.
as opposed to creating. Like, does anybody do that as well, as far as like makers go? Like Jonathan Brooks doesn't make his own pens.
I think he does.
Does he?
Yeah, Taylor, they make a lot of their own resins.
Okay. That's true. Taylor does.
They do that. There's actually, I'm trying to think who else. But yeah, for the most part, there's a Turnt pen company. They make pens and
they do
resins.
the pen. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a couple that do that.
Well, some people do the whole shebang. They
Right.
make the blanks and then they create the pen.
Heinz Pen Company does that. The Heinz Company,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
they do it.
Yeah.
They make their own stuff. They're a husband and wife team. The wife, she makes the resins and the husband turns the pen. So it's like a really cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yes, I love that. So it is confusing at first. And then you go on the websites and you see like the material that they have, but then it may not be in the pen that you want, and you don't know how to get those two together until you start emailing. And then that's another rabbit hole you can go down.
It's a total, because usually what I've done in the past is there's been like Wood Wonders.
Sure. Next week, Bart, you can hop in. I'll send you a link.
But I've noticed some makers, what they do is they'll say, all right, this is the blanks I have available. So they'll post a photo and then you could pick like, okay, they're all claimed now. And then you pick a resin and then you start sending messages back and forth of, all right, what shape you want and all that. Yeah.
Yes. It's really interesting.
It is really interesting.
Really, and there's something special about getting it from somebody who made it. You know, like there's a lot of pride behind the work that they do, and the workmanship is so nice and the relationships are nice. And so, yeah, I'm a big Bart fan. We love Bart. Bart, next week, promise. All right. Well, so what we'll do next week is maybe Vanessa and I can talk for like the first 45 minutes to an hour, and then we'll send the invite to Bart and he can hop in and chat and share some stuff with us.
He can share some of his favorite pens he likes to make, or his favorite
blank
color.
Being the mold. Sorry if that is such an amateur question. No, that's not at all amateur. Vanessa, what were you saying? I totally missed that.
Oh, I was just topics for Bart to talk about, his favorite color, favorite candy.
We could do the rapid questions for him.
Just ask him random
This is
stuff.
another one too, Willem. Yes, Schoen Design does it all. Schoen is great. I was watching, I don't know if it was the Pencast, if it was Goulet, or who was talking about like what was the biggest thing to happen to pens in 2023, and the Monarch nib came up.
That I still haven't. Yeah, I can't pull the trigger on that nib yet. It's so pricey.
It's very pricey. Yes. Thanks so much, Jeffrey. Thanks for chatting. We are going to wrap things up in about 7 minutes because Vanessa has some plans coming up.
I do. Nothing pen related, so don't get excited.
London Pen Co. and Noonan Pen make some of their own resins and turn them as well. That's
very cool.
It's great. There's some really great. Hooligan in Georgia makes wood pens. I have an Irish bog pen by him. Oh, that's really fun. That does sound amazing. Do you live in Georgia? No, Wolf Kate Witch is a Mass girl. She's a masshole like me. That's what they call us when we're driving. Yes. Well, does anybody have any other topics they would like to chat about before we wrap up? It was so exciting to be here on our new
Yeah,
location.
our new
Um,
channel. It's
does
all
does anybody in the
shiny and
chat have a
new.
2024 pen they're aiming to
Yeah.
get?
Yeah.
What
What are
would
you
your
guys going to
first
do?
pen be?
Yeah. That's a great, yeah. Back at you.
Right back at you. She's a Boston
Yeah.
girl. Um, Tyringham, Mass. Where's that? I don't even know where that is. Is that out west? Is that Western? What else have we got here? Oh, you know what is exciting to me about this week that I don't think I discussed last week are all my new books that I'm into. I got my new morning pages
Oh,
that I started. I'm
yeah.
pretty excited about those. Oh, I jumped into this yesterday. This will be a video coming out. It needs some crazy editing, but I finally did all of my brown inks and it was embarrassing. Just
Oh, because you
crazy.
have so many.
Well, and if you look at them here, they don't even look brown. But
They look so different.
they look so different here than they do on this coloring. I feel like this like sucks in all the
I
ink.
feel like, you know what? I feel like the coloring takes away some of the properties. It's the paper that's being used.
Yeah, it's so absorbent. It just sucks the ink in
Hmm.
and you don't see it. So what it looked like on the coloring looked totally different here. But
Yeah.
I'm so happy because this little book is great. This little Waringle little ink.
That's nice. I wouldn't mind having one of those. I might have to, that's something I might have to go run out and
Yeah,
get.
they definitely have it at Atlas. That's
Okay.
where I got it. So
That's where
these
you
were
got
all my
that?
brown colors. And I tried to go kind of similar with, like tried to get things that looked similar side by
Uh-huh.
side. And then this page. But if you counted with me, friends, that's like 21 brown inks. I mean, and obviously they're not all that straightforward. But I was like, what the hell is your problem? I
I
will
love
say that a
that.
lot of them were from like the Diamine Ink Vent calendar from years past.
Yeah.
But I did notice that certain ones like Diamine Winter Spice and Diamine Pick Me Up have a lot of similarities, but Pick Me Up doesn't have the blue that Winter Spice has. And this one, the Winter Spice, you can't even see any of the brown in there. And it's a brown
It's so
ink.
interesting how it changes when
Isn't
you
that
have them all
crazy?
together.
But
Hmm.
this was my activity for yesterday, and it was really, really fun. I thought it was great for me, at least, because I kind of
Yeah.
buy blindly without really taking an inventory of what I have sometimes. And
Right.
that is it. Like if I say that I'm going to buy a brown ink, somebody say, look at your book first, Lori. But yeah, the swatch cards. Yeah, they have the swatch cards. Maybe what I should do, but that would be a big project, is to get different cards because I just don't think that these are a really great representation of what the ink really
Yeah,
looks
I
like.
don't think so either. And I have a lot of my swatches are on the coloring as well.
Yeah. Do you use a paintbrush to swatch or the pen? I use a paintbrush. I just kept like
Yeah.
rinsing off the paintbrush. Sometimes I'll use a Q-tip, but I feel like the pen kind of like the paintbrush like leaves little things. I don't know, like it shows more of the sheen and shimmer. And then if I
Hmm.
put down too much ink, I would actually take a Q-tip and wipe some off just so you could see some of the shading better. And so it
Yeah.
would dry faster. But there were a couple, my toffee brown from Mont Blanc, I only had in cartridge form. So I sucked up a little, squirted it on the page and moved it around. And same with Kaweco caramel brown is
Oh,
another
okay.
brown that I use
Okay.
frequently, but I still wanted to see it as a sample. So those are the only
Right.
two I had to get really creative with,
I use a Q-tip because I can throw it out when I'm done.
which
I
is,
don't have to
yeah,
clean anything.
I have like a whole massive
That's
Q-tip
what I
set.
keep it. I got a drawer with Q-tips in it just so I can reach over and do that.
Yes. And then I used my Kakamori dip pen to when you guys do ink samples, do you always like some people do the ink sample, but then they write like with just a black pen what the ink sample is,
Oh, I always write with the dip pen and the same ink just so
just
I
so
can
you
see
get
what it
an
looks like
idea
in
of
writing.
what it looks like in written format.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm the
Yeah.
same way. So I used my Kakamori dip pen for most of this. Okay, now we're the chat's going now. I ordered A5 sheets of Waringle swatch pages from Pen Chalet. Oh, what a great idea.
Hmm.
They have those really cute ones, like, it looks like a drop of ink, or it looked like a teddy bear face, and, like, you paint over
I
it.
have the Wearingle that it looks like a cat
Oh,
when
okay.
you
Yes.
swatch over them.
They're really
Let
cute.
me see if I can reach over here.
They've come out with a couple. Does anyone have
Yeah,
the
they have.
Ferris wheel swatch book? Ooh, no, Vanessa, was that a yes?
What?
Do you have the Ferris wheel swatch book?
Um, yeah, I think I do actually.
Go back to the closet.
Go back to
Paintbrush is a
the.
good idea.
Well, I was going to show you all. So here's the Wearingle
Bye,
cards.
Bart. Thanks for being here, honey.
Bye,
Really enjoying the
Bart.
pen. Bye, hun. Not yet. The Ferris wheel press swatch book looks nice. Ooh, I bet.
So
They have
this
so many
is.
inks too. You need a book just for all their inks.
Where did I put this? Oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, this is their swatch card. So
Green, green. Oh, that is
when you
so
do that, so it
cute.
has like a little cat face
That
that
is really
appears.
cute. How
So yeah, you
happy.
just kind of they're kind of fun actually. I kind of like oh, that's the so you could do
And do you
that.
find that those cards are a better representation
Yeah,
of the
I
actual ink?
do. It's the paper is way different and it doesn't absorb all of the ink. So
Yeah.
you could see like the sheen and the
Yeah,
metallic
you can really
bits.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
I definitely think the cards use paper. It's way nicer. Oh, this is fun. I didn't make it look like a
Oh,
cat.
that's really cute. You drew him to look like a little kitty with a tail. That is awesome. Most people use dip pens always.
Yeah.
I write with the same Kakamori dip pen and the ink I'm swatching. Dip pen, yep. I ordered a pretty new pink ink that they just released. Ooh, is
Here,
this,
I'll
are
run to
you
the
talking about
cabinet and go
Ferris
get
wheel?
the Ferris wheel.
Love those swatch cards.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
those are really beautiful. So one of my resolutions for this year is to just be more aware of the inks that I have. I feel like I'm really good about using all my pens, or like my pens are always in front of me, swapping them out, like moving them into like a different pen case to walk around the
Okay.
house. But like I'm bad with my inks. And I think I'm thrown off by the Diamine ink then, because I bought 2022 and 2023. So that's a lot of inks to
Okay, so
play with.
here's the Ferris wheel press.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's okay. I like the way it's set up. It's
Okay.
interesting. I don't know if y'all could see it, but the paper I didn't find to be too great for ink swatching. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
my opinion.
Okay.
So, but I mean, it did okay.
Did you only do your Ferris wheel press inks in
Yeah,
that
that's
book?
what I've only did Ferris wheel press inks in these. Like this one, this one's from the double raspberry, and the paper started peeling. So I was like, I said the concept is actually a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I don't think the paper is too great. But I mean, it's really fancy. It's got like, Ferris wheel press embossed in gold here on the
Pretty.
bottom.
I always feel like their concept and design is so
Oh
beautiful.
yeah, I love their concept and design is always top notch.
Mhm.
Like they
Always.
have great design.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay. What paper is good for ink swatching? Watercolor, 100% cotton, question mark.
I don't know. I feel like the cotton paper might be too absorbent.
Absorbent. Mhm.
Yeah, you need
Makes
something
sense.
that kind of resists the ink a little bit.
Just so you can see the way it looks. One of the things that I enjoy doing is just using, if you have a particular notebook that you use all the time, see how it works in your notebook.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
see
a
if
great
it
idea.
holds up or what shows through. Like some people use Midori notebooks, which have a lot more yellow. They're like a creamy color. And then other people like the white Tomoe River, which I would say like the Sterling ink is a very bright white,
Yeah.
and stuff shows up great there. The dry
Right.
time is a little bit longer when you have the paper that doesn't like suck in all the ink, but then the properties really shine. It's beautiful.
I find if you could find a notebook with Cosmo Air Light paper, that shows ink really well. And that's what I usually end up doing when I'm swatching inks now to show you guys on Instagram. I always bring out my little Galen jotter because it uses the Cosmo Air Light paper. And
Oh,
I'll do it on that. So I might need to move that to a notebook to
I would
start
spend a
doing
lot
that.
more money after I talk to Vanessa.
Everybody does.
Galen Jotter. Do you know when I bought the ink, the Shogun ink, I was looking at all their paper at Bob Slate in Cambridge, and I asked about the Cosmo Air Light paper. They're
Uh-huh.
like, "No, we don't carry that." I'm like,
Ah,
"Damn it." So I'll have
yeah,
to
I think it's I wanna say it's only a couple years old, but yeah,
mm,
I love it. It's good stuff. It's so velvety and just it's a sexy paper.
sexy.
Sexy.
So if anybody so if you order off of Appleboom, you can use Vanessa 10 or Pen Gangsta 10. What is the code
I
for
don't know.
your
Do I have
No,
an
I'm
apple?
sorry, it's Esterbrook. It's Ester
Oh,
Sorry, I thought you had a
I
code.
need to get an Appleboom code for you
You can
guys
always
because
use
we
Friends. Friends is your
does
10%,
he use Friends
at
still?
Appleboom,
Okay, so use Friends for Appleboom for
10%.
Esterbrook.
And then what's your Esterbrook code?
Esterbrook is Vanessa 10.
Vanessa
So you
10
can get 10% off anything on the Esterbrook
Esterbrook.
website.
And then my Atlas one is 10 or 15% for Time with Tata.
Oh, Corinne, you're right. It is very sensitive to hand oils. So yeah, you have to be very careful using that paper.
Oh.
So because yeah, once the hand oils get on there, it'll resist the ink. Rhodia paper
Oh,
does that too.
Rhodia. Is it like Rhodia? I struggle with
No,
Rhodia.
it's totally different.
Okay.
It's way nicer. But yeah,
All right, everyone. Do we have a code for Santini, anyone?
no, I don't. If you sign up for their emails,
Okay.
they do send updates and they do have sales every once in a while. So I don't know if they have one like if you sign up for their email list, if they send you a code, they might.
Okay.
When I've ordered my pens in the past from them, they've included a coupon with the pen. So for your next order,
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
that's how they
Okay.
suck you in.
I get it. I know where I'm going when we hang up. I wanna
Yeah,
check it out. Well, thank you, everyone. If you're here today and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you might wanna consider subscribing so that you can get the
please.
notifications for next week. We appreciate everybody
Yeah,
who tuned in today and subscribed. We will be back next Monday. I don't think anything crazy is going on next
no,
Monday. And then the Monday after that is Martin Luther King Day, but I'm available for that if you are
I'm available.
on the
Yeah,
15th.
yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. So yeah, so we'll be here 4 p.m. And oh, is friend singular? Thank you very much.
Oh,
My
okay.
bad. Friend on
Everybody's probably putting in friends is like, this doesn't work.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Willem. I appreciate that. Virginia, I'm glad you had fun. And if
Yeah.
any of you have topics like Neil had for us to discuss, send them either DM Vanessa at Vanessa Langton on Instagram or I am Time with Tata on Instagram. We're not going to start a separate Instagram for the Juicy Broads. We're just going to keep it here on YouTube
Yeah.
because we have, juggling a lot. Thank you, David. We appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank
Willem.
you.
We love having you guys here. I love our little Juicy Broad community.
I do too. I have so much fun every time I come here, and I just love seeing what everybody has to write or say, or, even seeing the side conversations happen. It's so cool.
It's really nice. I love this community and I really, really look forward to this. And I typically have a pretty busy workday on Mondays. And so this is always like it's like my little carrot at the end of the day that I get to come and chat with everybody
Aw,
about
that's
pens. So it's
cool.
so nice. So we'll see you guys. Thanks again for being here. We appreciate you. Bye everyone. See you
Bye,
next
everybody.
Monday. Bye.
Toodaloo.
Bye.